It's late afternoon in Japan and I'm heading to Daiso again, which is an insanely cheap store that sells most things you could ever need around the house and much more. Like, in that much more category, you've got crafts, food, charms for your phone. You'll see when we get inside. It used to be a 100 yen shop, a 100 yen shop, but because of inflation and I guess them wanting to expand the product lines a bit, there are things that are more than a 100 yen now. But on the whole, everything is still amazingly well made and still ridiculously cheap. Now this video is something of a sequel to a previous video I did where I went to a different Daiso, one that was more in the suburbs, and that was just over one floor. But today I'm going to a Daiso in the centre of Nanba, Osaka, because I heard it has 5 floors. I thought it might be bigger than the previous one and I need some more things for the apartment. In fact, I'm going to let you know my list of things that I need and you can see if we'll find everything while we're there. Because I do the one bag thing while I'm travelling, which is really minimal. There are some things I haven't brought with me from the UK. So today I want to get a lint roller, some shower gel / soap, some razors, and then a belt maybe and a pan maybe. Those last two we'll see if they've got something I want. But let's see if we can find these and we'll have a good look at what else is available as well. So here we are. The logo is the new updated one compared to the last one I went to, which had the old logo, which makes sense because this is a very busy, visible shop. But anyway, let's go inside. So here we go, and compared to the other Daiso I went to, thank you lady for letting me past, it already felt very cramped, very busy, and yeah, just loud. So I actually preferred being at the last one because it was much more open plan. You could take your time. There are a lot of people here, a lot of noise. Anyway, I thought let's get onto the second floor. Didn't really need any food, which was on the first floor anyway. Just a sign there that says stealing is a crime, but these all caught my eye. These, they look like little charms for your phone. This is an ebi furai. It actually says keychain on there, but I imagine a lot of people would put these on their phones or their bags. That looks like a ebi tempura because the outside is lighter, I'm guessing. They had all sorts of different food, like an onigiri, a rice ball, all with nice chirpy smiles on their faces. And then they had some more healthy stuff down at the bottom for a bit of fibre. Some fluffy broccoli. And then up here it looked like they had game controllers as well. Looks a bit like a PlayStation controller with a face, doesn't it? The label didn't really say what it was. Not that I needed any of this stuff today. It's not really my style. But I thought I'd show what's on offer at Daiso. We've got some headbands for people doing their makeup there. And then I was coming into some of the more craft type stuff. You can see we've got some glue guns and loads of different colours of felt. Just reminds me of primary school felt. Haven't used it in decades. At the top on these packets it says te arai okay, which means it's okay to hand wash the felt. And then we were kind of getting into the clothes section here. Got socks, caps, and then what's this? Maybe some belts. And there weren't as many on offer as I had hoped. And usually with belts I kind of go for this one, this style more, like the leather style. But then when I looked at the label, it did say, yeah, ladies belt. So maybe not. Yeah, that ring in the middle. Maybe for ladies rather than guys. And that also said the same thing. So I was just left with the GI belts. So I thought I'll leave that, see if I can find any others throughout the store. Here I was in like the exercise section, picked up a yoga mat for 400 yen. I imagine that's a lot cheaper than you can normally get yoga mats for. Really good deal. And then down at the bottom, some dumbbells if you want to do a home workout. 2 kilogram. And then, like at the last Daiso, this is kind of like an old person section, things that they need. The wording on this just made me laugh. Gargle receptacle. Ugai uke. Guess I didn't think there was ever such a product. And then we've got like plasters type things. And then cotton buds. And then masks, lots of masks. As you might have seen in my videos, a lot of people in Japan still wearing masks, which I think is a really good thing. And then these bottles, which I've actually seen out in the wild. I've seen people wearing these on their rucksacks, just for putting hand sanitizer in and things like that. Quite a cool little thing. And then something that I needed on the left, but I didn't actually see it at the time. It's funny what you see watching back the footage. But I decided, let's see what's on the next floor. So I'm on floor 3 now. And I definitely didn't need any of this stuff, but again, I'll show you what's available. This was like the Sanrio section. So some Hello Kitty and some Pochacco. And then some zip top bags. There were a lot of these. In Japanese, chakutsuki seiri bukuro. Seiri means to organize. So, and it tells you what you can put inside each one. Like this one says, for badges, kan badji. You can organize your badges in nice little bags. Very Japanese. Then we've got some batteries, some Sanrio branded electronical stuff, and then I guess these are just like kids' toys, or if you've got a dollhouse or something like that. And you thought you'd escaped it, but there's even more stuff behind you. Like it says face sekken right in front of me there, face soap, Hello Kitty face soap, and then more headbands and pill cases. So this is not just for kids really, but then we're on to some of the more boys' toys around here. Puchi Buroku, obviously it's a Lego rip-off. These are little dinosaurs that you can make. Petite block in English. Yeah, so lots of Lego type toys around here. And then behind me some just kind of non-branded toys. This is all the Bubbles stuff. So this says in Japanese, Shabon Dama. It's a stick. Yeah, so it's like a wand for making bubbles. And I'm going to let a cheesy American voiceover thing play over the speakers right now.
Thank you very much for shopping with us today. This is a message for all shoppers. We request that you do not open product packages or consume food or drink before purchasing the product. Also, please remember that all items without a price tag are 100 yen without tax. Thank you very much for shopping with us today.
So I hope you enjoyed that little intermission. Stuff like that just feels so over the top to me, but maybe it's just because I'm British. Anyway, we're back in the craft type section, but this is more kind of like wood crafts. Painting crafts. Got all different colours of paint. And then we get onto some polystyrene blocks here. Wonder what they could even be used for. Maybe some diorama type stuff, which we'll get onto again shortly. And then this is the coloured tape section, masking tape, with all different patterns on. Yeah, some crazy coloured tapes. And then you've got the plain colours up here, and then above them even more like branded things. And then this one I believe, yeah, this was the Daruma one. I guess it makes it look nice when you're wrapping up a present or something like that. And then we have the cat dispenser, the masking tape cutter. And then we've got all the kind of notepad type stuff and kanji books for kids learning to draw kanji. Then we've got some Disney branded stationery. Japan obviously well known for its interest in stationery. I get the impression people still send letters out here. They must do with all this stationery. And then if you like organising things, all your folders and plastic wallets and things like that. And some more paint stuff, like proper painting, art painting. And then this is a diorama nendo, so diorama clay. If you don't know what dioramas are, then they're like little scenes that you make. Quite popular in Japan, I think, which is not surprising. Then you've got ice cream clay. As it says, this clay can easily reproduce ice cream and sweets. Very, very niche product. You got the chocolate version there. But someone must be buying it if they sell it in Daiso. Even more binders and wallets. And then we get on to some stationery. This just reminds me of school again, this section. Rulers and rubbers. And then some kind of like plush pencil cases. I think that's meant to be grapes, but it looks like something with a bit of an STD. I couldn't tell whether this one was a carrot or a chili at first glance, but it was a chili, togarashi. And then we've got watermelon, obviously, and then a leek, I think, or spring onion, and then fried egg roll. And then some scissors over here. All different types of scissors with different animals on. This one says with a magnet on it. Then some staplers. And some kind of knives or box cutters in the shape of carrots and dogs. And then we get on to the post-its, or the fusen in Japanese. And they seem to have a lot of these cat ones. So the post-it notes, and then there's a case, like a plastic case to put them in. Here was another one from the same line, a much bigger one though. Useful if you're working in an office, post-it notes. And then this was kind of like the admin section, I think, if you were working in an admin department. Little rubber things to count money with, key rings, some stamps. I like the colours on those ones. That would make some funky stamp action. Calculators. And then some, well, this was the proper tape, the business tape, real tape for real men. There's no fancy colours here really, just pure sellotape. And then these are envelopes for giving someone some money, which happens maybe on your birthday or at New Year. And then I think I decided, oh, I can't go down there. I think I decided I wanted to go to the next floor. But then I realised these were the down escalators. So, back round to the other side. Up, there we go. That's where we want to go. Because I've still not really picked up anything that I actually came here to buy. I've just been looking at crazy stuff. So now we're in like the, I don't know, like the ornament section. Or maybe if you're building like model railways and some fake flowers there. But then we kind of finally get to the functional section, the stuff that you actually need for your house, which they put on the top 2 floors, so that you have to come through all the other stuff that you don't necessarily need. But every time you walk past something, you're like, I might buy that. That's how they get you. But now you can see we're in like the kitchenware section with the dishes and the plates and the drink, the kind of cups, glasses, placemats, tea towels. This is really what I think of when I think of Daiso. And I think I was looking for a pan at this point, and I think if we look all the way down on the bottom shelf, yep. What's this? It says Skiretto, and it's actually a cast iron frying pan for 300 yen. Little small one, or it actually said M size, but this is more like what I wanted. For 550 yen, for a fairly decent sized cast iron pan. That's really good. And so I decided we're going with it. We're going to try it. At that price, even if it's not very good or you don't like it, you've not really lost much money. And this pan became a shopping basket of sorts that I could put other things in as we go around the rest of Daiso here. So finally on the top floor, the 5th floor. Well, as I said, I think I preferred the other Daiso. It was a bit bigger and just you were a bit more chilled because it wasn't so cramped with so many people. But I am right in the center of Osaka here, so it's to be expected. Now I'm looking for a lint roller, but these look like massive lint rollers. And then I found this section that was more the size that I wanted. But at first they were just refills and I wanted the actual thing, you know, like lint rollers back in the UK. You get like it's like a plastic handle and the lint roller sits on top. I could see those metal ones up at the top, but I'm still looking for the type that I knew wasn't there. And then in the end I thought, why don't we just go with it? I was still umming and ahhing, but in the end I picked one up. Yeah. There we go. It's going in the pan. And then I ended up in the bath bomb section, or as they call it here in Japan, basuboru. And there was a pizza one, which just, yeah, I mean, just really grabbed my attention. I was trying to figure out, did it actually smell of pizza? They had all different types. They had animal themed ones. And then I think this one, yeah, in Japanese it says like a bug kingdom. A bug kingdom bath ball. But I went for a pizza one. There was a shaved ice, a kakigori one there, top left, but I thought pizza, it's got to be pizza. And then here, we're back again. Something I missed earlier. The shower gel or body soap. That one just looked a bit like a floor cleaner. And I am a cool guy, but I went for that Lux one in the end because I think Lux is a brand I know I've used before. And I didn't want to smell like a floor. And then, so I only had 2 more things to buy at this point. I think I was looking for razors now. Some tissues there on the left. But then I did find them. They're just out of shot here. But this is what I wanted. Razors. There we go, 6 disposable razors. They'll do the job. And so now, all that was left to do was decide whether I wanted one of these belts. And again, with Daiso, you know, when everything's so cheap, you just think, why not? I'll just give it a go. If I don't like it, then I've not wasted much money at all. And I couldn't have the women's belt, but I could have the GI belt. Very manly. So there we go. All 5 things in my pan. I headed to the self-checkout. Interestingly, there were no human staff serving at counters here. It was just a line of self-checkouts. So, and then I grabbed one of the huge bags. I couldn't quite see if there were any medium-sized ones, so I just went for one of these massive ones. And then I started scanning my stuff. This machine was a bit fiddly, a bit janky. Not as easy to scan as the ones at the supermarket, which I normally use. And then I grabbed my receipt and we were done. So on my way home now, I don't know if you can see this massive bag basically dragging on the floor because it's that big. Okay, let's do a recap of what I've just bought from Daiso in Nanba. This receipt's a bit different to the last one I got in my last Daiso video. So this is showing me the prices pre-tax. That's why it's got the kanji for outside at the end of each figure. But consumption tax is just 10% in Japan, so it's pretty easy to figure out So according to the receipt, these were 100 yen, which means they were 110 yen in total, which is still mega cheap for 6 disposable razors. They're called kamisori. Kami means hair and soru is like to shave. So super ridiculously cheap. Now we've got a lint roller in Japanese called a nen chaku kurina. Nen is like sticky and chaku is like clothes. So a sticky clothes cleaner, and it says keisu ga iranai. You don't need a case because sometimes the ones in Japan have a plastic case around them. But this one doesn't. I've never used one with a handle quite like this, but it might be better. And how much was that? That was also 110 yen in total, ridiculously cheap. Then we've got some musky floral body soap. I had some soap in the Airbnb when I arrived, but it's just about run out, so we can refill it with this. As you can see there, that was 200 yen pre-tax, 220 yen with tax. And then speaking of bathroom stuff, I couldn't resist picking up this pizza bathboard, pizza bath bomb. Luckily in the top right it says Kora no Kaori, which means it smells of cola, because if I'm honest, I didn't want to get into a bath and end up smelling like a pizza, so that's good. Maybe we'll try that in a future video. We'll see how that goes. Now, this is an interesting find. This was the most expensive thing I bought today, but it's still mega cheap at just 550 yen. So somewhere about £3.75. No, £2.75, which is just bonkers. For a tsukiretto, also known as a cast iron pan. So I don't know about the quality, but I don't know if it's cast iron. We'll see how that goes. I have owned cast iron pans before. I've got a bit of a love-hate relationship with them, but I couldn't see any other type of pan, to be honest, today. And while it's not massive, it might just be big enough for frying things like gyoza or mushrooms or something. So I'm cautiously optimistic about this. We'll see how that goes. And like I say, kind of couldn't resist for the price. And then my final thing today, definitely not a women's belt. This was only 110 yen. It might not be the coolest thing on the planet, but again, at that price, you got to give these things a go. Oh yeah, I forgot the price for the bath ball, which was also 110 yen. So that brings us to a grand total of 1,219 yen, which when you convert that to pounds is just over £6. And it's just really surprising how cheap everything is at the moment. I think out of all my hauls so far, this is kind of the best one. To get all that stuff for £6 in the UK, you'd be looking at least double, triple that, maybe even more. So I'm very pleased with this. And then I've got a massive bin bag thrown into the equation as well for 9 yen. So as you can maybe see, I've lost a bit of weight since coming to Japan. I've not been eating my 3 square meals as I should. But let's try this belt on. These trousers are also fresh out the wash and they went in with a towel. Rookie mistake, so it's a good job I've got my lint roller too. Oh, so it just about fits. Just about. Probably made for Japanese people. Not big gaijin. There we go. That's not bad. And that feels better already. So I think the belt's a win, to be honest. And then let's give this lint roller a try. So peel off the first layer. These trousers are going to be very happy I went to Daiso today. Don't know if the camera's picking that up, but oh yeah, It's picking up all that dust much better. You see all that's come off there already. And this handle, this shape is pretty cool too. So another great Daiso purchase there. Last thing we'll do is fill up this, which I got in my Airbnb. Like I say, it had some stuff in when I arrived, but it's mostly gone now. It's got a very convenient little mouth there. Just says liquid body soap there. It says tear it or cut it with your hand. So we'll do that. I love those little things that make everything really easy in Japan. And there we go, we'll just fill this up. Oh, there was a lot of air in the packet. Made a bit of a mess there. But I think that's most of it. And it definitely smells nicer than what was in there before. So, there we go. Very successful trip to Daiso. Can't believe I only spent just over £6. I'll see you in the next video.